So I just two extremes that
Yeah.
we need to talk about.
Let's
The
do
first,
it.
and we have often said, "Don't F with your face."
Don't F
Have
with
we?
it.
How often have we said that?
We say it a lot. We do it a lot on this show. Just don't turn yourself into some sort of blowfish feline alien.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around.
Just don't inject things into your face, you guys. It's just not
Yeah.
necessary.
The
Now,
filler.
there's an extreme version of that, which we'll get to. But first of all, let me just show you what happens when you F with your face. Latest case in point. Look at Chrissy Teigen right now, you guys.
What is happening? Why?
What are those cheeks?
And the chin and her chin.
Ridiculous.
She looks insane.
That's horrible. That's
That
horrible.
MFR isn't real.
And look at the caption that Ian Miles Chung wrote. Chrissy Teigen has sexually transitioned into a deflated basketball.
Yeah,
I cannot think of a more apt description.
She looks ridiculous. Didn't she delete a bunch of tweets because she was somehow like connected to Epstein and she she inappropriately talked about kids? Remember? Am I the only one that remembers that? You remember
I don't remember the tie to Epstein. I remember her inappropriate tweets about kids and how mean she was to like a lot of people.
Courtney, she told Courtney Stodden to kill herself. Do you remember that?
Yes,
you remember that?
Remember that.
Why is she not canceled? Why is this chick still?
Well, she was for like a bit, and then she came back somehow. I don't know how she did that.
Why?
But she did.
Yeah. Why is she still a thing?
Why does she look in the mirror and not see how badly she has effed her face?
Right. It's
like she just goes out into the world like, look at how good I look.
Listen, I never watch those housewives shows, but every once in a while I'll flip across them and they'll come across the screen and I'm like, and I recoil in horror. And I ask the same question about those chicks too, because it's like the blowfish lips and they all have the right. It's they all look in the mirror too every morning. And listen,
and they don't see it. I guess they just don't see it.
Aging is not fun. It isn't. It's not fun. It's not for the faint of heart, especially if you're a woman. It's not for the faint of heart. But I mean, I would rather age than look like a stretched blowfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would rather look my age than look this fake and weird and botched. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good, you guys.
It's a little weird.
So it was, I want to say it's like a year ago now that Pamela Anderson, there was a documentary about her. I can't remember where, if it was Netflix or Prime or wherever, but it was good. I mean, I like her. She's she's a very likable person. And you may remember that she has been out on a few red carpets. I think most lately it was like the Met Gala maybe, where she's kind of like Alicia Keys, who just decided, I'm tired of wearing makeup. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right.
And so she has taken that to a whole new level. And I just like her for it. Like, I feel better about myself when I have a little bit of eye makeup on. So that's what I wear.
I'm definitely a makeup person. I like makeup.
Yeah.
I like wearing
I don't like anything on my skin, but on my eyes I do. And so, but she has just decided, and you know how she used to be so glammed
up. Oh my
up,
God.
like with the eyes, gorgeous, right?
She was a glamazon is what she was.
Glamazon.
Totally.
And it was done really, really beautifully. Well, now she's just decided, I don't want any part of it anymore. And so she was recently interviewed in a podcast where she talked about that decision, and you just can't help but like her. Totally. Here is Pamela Anderson talking about her makeuplessness.
A rebel move is to be who you want to be. Like, what is beauty? Beauty is subjective. And we don't have to look like the covers of magazines. We don't have to do the industry standard, which everybody was so horrified when I decided I didn't need a glam team for certain events. I'd rather go look at architecture at the museum when I was in Paris. I thought, who's looking at me? I'm clothed from head to toe with these big hats and, this much of my face is sticking out. Is anyone going to really fall over backwards if I'm not wearing makeup? And that's where it started at Paris Fashion Week. And it just sent everybody scrambling around me thinking, no, this is not what people do. And I said, well, that even gives me more reason to do it. And not that it was, world peace or anything, but it was just me challenging myself, thinking, why am I sitting in a makeup chair for 3 hours when no one's looking at me? Like, what am I? And even if they were, why am I doing this? Because this just seems like a habit. And not that I'm opposed to makeup, because I love getting dressed up and glammed up. And I just felt like it was time to I had nothing to lose. And I felt I'm not trying to create a persona right now. I'm not trying to be famous. I need to use my position to experiment and open up conversations.
I think she's genetically gifted, so she's going to be beautiful no matter what. You know, she's just a pretty lady. But I think people have forgotten what normal aging people look like.
Yeah,
honestly.
they totally
We've just forgotten. Yeah, we've forgotten because people are so critical. You know, especially like you'll see, like, no offense, but a lot of ugly women will look at her and be like, "She looks terrible," and it's like, have you looked at yourself lately? Because
she just looks natural.
Right.
Listen, I know that people get on her about her hair and they don't like her bangs.
Right. It's like, whatever.
Whatever. I mean, the point is she's just deciding, I'm just going to look like I look, right, and you can like it or not, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm. And that's the
and
thing.
I just think that's cool.
I think it's kind of cool too. She's a good 50-ish something role model. I'd say, well, maybe role model's not the right word, but I like that my daughters can look at that and see that is like normal aging, because there's so much of the opposite out there.
There's Chrissy Teigen out there. I mean,
right.
That's not, nobody should want to look like that.
It's not normal, y'all. So yeah, it's refreshing. Bravo
it is
to her.
Refreshing.
Bravo to her. You know what else is refreshing? Our links. All of our links.
They're so refreshing.
You should go there, but just like not right now. Go after the show. You should check out all of our social links and everything at our link tree. It's chicksonright.com/links. You can do that. Also, please subscribe to this podcast. If you haven't done that, what are you doing?
And share
what
it,
are you
please.
doing?
Won't
you? Do it.
All right. Yesterday was the first day that I can recall in a really long time where I wasn't completely overwhelmed by the news cycle. Like it just didn't feel like there was so much to get to that it was impossible to squeeze it all in. On the contrary, yesterday I was just like, I don't care about any of this news. Like there was just so much that I saw where I was like, I don't really want to talk about that. I don't really care about that. Mm-hmm. So there might be stories that you have heard about and thought we would talk about today that we're probably just not going to. And it's my fault. It's my fault. There were, for example, and just to mention it, but there was like a press conference with Robert Kennedy Jr. And some other people talking about how ice cream is now not going to have artificial dyes in it. So there was like a big to-do about that. And at first I thought, probably we should mention that on the show. And then I was just like, I'll just say that and be done with it. So there it is.
It's not going to have dye in it, you guys. Woo!
Yay. I mean, ice cream is going to be better.
That's great. Ice cream is going to be better. But there's going to be liberals out there that go, but we want all the artificial dyes. We want all the artificial shit. Yeah.
So they should put them all in there.
Just, you know what?
Get a bowl of ice cream and
they can
pour all the dye you want.
They can inject all the shit in their heads and they can inject all the artificial dyes in their ice cream. You go.
That's exactly right.
Free country, liberals.
But that is my point, is that there's stories like that where I was like, and then I just didn't care beyond that. So I didn't pull any videos or anything. You just know that now ice cream is going to be better for you.
It's going to be better.
The end. Mm-hmm. Also, there was probably a lot of information that I could have pulled together about the meeting that Donald Trump had with the head of NATO. There was a big press conference between the two of them. I do have a few clips that don't include the NATO head, but just talk, that are just from Trump himself, which were of interest because we've been talking about the autopen. We mentioned that yesterday. There's still a lot of hullabaloo around that New York Times article about the autopen and the extent to which Joe Biden knew or didn't know who in the world he was pardoning, what he was signing, etc. Trump was asked about that during the NATO press conference yesterday. And here is what he said about the autopen.
The autopen, I think, is maybe one of the biggest scandals that we've had in 50 to 100 years. I guarantee he knew nothing about what he was signing. I guarantee it. Right? We get thousands of letters a week, Susie, right? Thousands. I mean, tens of thousands sometimes. I look at there's a room where we have many, many people working, responding and sending letters back. That's what an autopen's supposed to be. To write to a young 7-year-old boy that writes to the president and he wants to be president someday. and he loves America. That's what the autopen's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be for signing major legislation and
He's
all
so
the
right.
things. No, the autopen, and I doubt he knew. I doubt they even spoke to him about it. I think they had, it's called a freewheeling autopen. Like, Biden was never for open borders. Biden was never for transgender for everyone. So I don't think I think the radical left people that took over the White House, and if I didn't win, our country was finished.
He is 100% correct.
I thought that was so interesting that he was like, Biden didn't really believe in half of the crap that his administration was actually doing. That's probably right.
He didn't. But if you asked him today, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? All the things that they coerced him into kind of, believing, he probably would just go along to get along. Because he's not going to look like he was an idiot, or his wife isn't going to make him, look like even though he is an idiot, and she kind of made him look like, we all saw her make him look like an idiot, but they're not going to say, oh no, he didn't believe in those things. They're going to be like, oh no, he totally did all those things. When in fact, Trump is right. I don't think he believed in a lot of that stuff either. Just like Clinton did it. Just like Obama didn't even believe in some of that stuff. None of them were that far left. And then he's right. A lot of the crazies just took over because he was not there mentally.
And then it's like they reached a point of no return. And then they were already so committed to the crazy that they just had to keep getting crazier.
Yep.
Was absolutely bizarre. Yep. Absolutely bizarre. There's another little clip that we wanted to share of Trump from that same little presser, but it's totally unrelated. It's about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Trump is very, very angry at Putin right now. And he announced yesterday what his plan is regarding this whole Russian and Ukrainian war. But before we get to that, we want to make sure that you know that you have another opportunity to catch Zach Abraham in a new webinar that he is hosting.
Yes. The whole sports team analogy. I love this so much. Like, if your retirement portfolio was a sports team, you need to look at your portfolio and see how did it play for the first half of 2025. And if your advisor isn't looking at that and making any halftime adjustments, or at least communicating with you about how well your portfolio is doing and how it can be doing better, why aren't they doing that? You deserve the best coach for your retirement, because it's the only retirement you're going to get, you guys. And that's why we love Zach Abraham at Bulwark, because he's unapologetically conservative. He's communicative. He wants you to win in the game of retirement. And he's having a free halftime webinar Thursday, July 24th at 3:30 Pacific time. You can register for that webinar free at knowyourriskpodcast.com. It's not like a rah-rah speech or anything like that. It's just straight up X's and O's discussion about like global unrest and like the outlook of 2025. And he will answer questions. He's fantastic. You can hear directly from him in the halftime webinar Thursday, July 24th at 3:30 Pacific. Register now at knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com.
Through Track Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. Any references to performance of securities are thought to be materially accurate, and actual performance may differ. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Track 24308.
Okay, so Trump and the whole Russia thing. So he mentioned, and I don't have this particular video clip, but there was a point where he mentioned how he's been having these phone calls with President Putin that go really, really well. And everything seems to be aces. They seem to be on the same page, and things seem to be progressing. And he'll be like, yeah, we're totally into not attacking Ukraine anymore. And then Trump will get off the phone, and like that night he'll say to Melania, hey, I had this really good call with Putin. And she'll be like, really? Because they just bombed the shit out of Ukraine again.
Right.
So those are my words, not hers. She would never say something.
She would never say that. She's way too classy.
She would never say it that way. But so he's frustrated. And so now he is planning on taking action. And as far as that specific action, here is what he plans to do.
It's Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it. And we want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin, because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%. And that's the way it is. It can be more simple. It's just the way it is. I hope we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
would Biden have done this? This is the thing. Would Biden have imposed like sanctions or anything? I mean, or tariffs? Would he have done any of that kind of stuff on Russia? That's what, like, this is, I get really irritated because I hear liberals always say that he's like BFFs with Putin, you know, like he's basically in bed smoking cigarettes with Putin. And it's like, okay, well, he's not. He's trying to create peace in that region. That's what he does. He's trying to make deals with people. And now he's like, okay, well, he's wronged me. Now he's becoming a liar and he's kind of trying to scam me. This is what Trump is seeing. So he's going to apply the smackdown.
Yeah.
And my question is, would Biden have done that? The answer, or would Kamala have done that? Even more importantly.
Oh my God, there's no way. There's no way they would have ever even had a conversation with him.
Yeah. The answer is a big hell no. Which is why people should be so grateful that we got this guy in office right now. At least he's doing the things. He's trying to make peace. He's trying to do the things. And he's made it so that instead of just sending piles and piles of money and weapons to Ukraine, now NATO is footing the bill. So we're manufacturing weapons for Ukraine, but at least it's not just taxpayer. Like we're not just writing blank checks anymore. And Biden definitely would not have gotten that done. There's no way. Yeah, they never even had conversations like this.
Yeah. There's no way. All right, moving on. We need to, I just have to tell you how much I love the guy in charge of the FCC right now. Brandon Carr is so freaking based. So the FCC, since his time in office, has been pressuring companies to stop with all the DEI nonsense, especially because it's part of an executive order, right? I mean, Trump wants to see an end to this nonsense too. And so T-Mobile, as the New York Times reported, is seeking federal approval for 2 deals right now. And they are the latest company to drop their diversity programs because of the FCC's scrutiny. And so Brandon Carr, who is, again, in charge of the FCC, tweeted about this. And so it was so funny. He said, "It has come to my attention that the New York Times does not agree with what we are doing at the FCC. Here is my official response." And he posted this video.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
I've got to be friends with this guy immediately.
He is my new favorite person on earth.
God, we've got to get him on our show. I freaking love this guy. He's so great.
I just thought that was the best answer ever. I loved it.
God.
Loved it. So again, Brendan Carr, Ashley, it's Brendan Carr. You can follow him on Twitter, and he is amazing.
We don't know who the guy was in the actual video.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We don't know who that is. He's really great singer, though.
It's such a lounge lizard.
Whoever that was. It was karaoke night, Jennifer. It was. Woo!
Oh my God, I just love that. Loved it. All right, so that happened. And then there was another win in the Supreme Court yesterday, and that is that the Supreme Court is allowing Trump to go ahead and remove 1,400 employees from the Education Department. He is allowed to start his plan to dismantle the Education Department. And Stephen Miller tweeted, "If you think the laid-off State Department theater kids staffers were overly dramatic, just watch this.
My God.
Their signs are going to be in crayons."
Totally be in crayons. Oh my God. All the Department of Education people. Here we go. Here we go.
And as you might expect, it was the 3 liberal justices who dissented. They were not on board with education employees being let go. They didn't like that. And too bad. Too bad. Surprise. So sad for them.
Yep. Surprise.
So if you could read Linda McMahon's tweet about this to everybody, it is right here.
Today, the Supreme Court again confirmed the obvious. The President of the United States, as the head of the executive branch, has the ultimate authority to make decisions about staffing levels, administrative organization, and day-to-day operations of federal agencies. Surprise! While today's ruling is a significant win for students and families, it is a shame that the highest court in the land had to step in to allow President Trump to advance the reforms Americans elected him to deliver using the authorities granted to him by the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Department of Education will now deliver on its mandate to restore excellence in American education. We will carry out the reduction in force to promote efficiency and accountability and to ensure resources are directed where they matter most, to students, parents, and teachers. As we return education to the states, this administration will continue to perform all statutory duties while empowering families and teachers by reducing education bureaucracy. Yeah, we don't need 18 assistant principals.
No,
Like,
we don't. But
We don't need that.
even so, but if states want to do that, if that's how they want to spend their dollars, okay.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that the federal Department of Education can point to in the way of results that can justify their existence.
Mhm.
They have achieved nothing but
Right.
worse education across the board for
Right.
years now.
And they're biased. They're totally freaking biased. When you see these broads get on stages and they start screaming like our number one priority, because I saw that one chick, I can't remember her name. I saw her get on a stage the other day and start screaming about basically her number one priority is to take down Trump. It's like your number one priority, chick, should be students and should be learning and should be actually educating kids and getting them on par with other countries, because we're tanking from an educational standpoint. That should be your number one priority, not Trump. And it's not. It's simply not.
I cannot believe that anybody, and I get it that people on the left are just mad at Trump. So they're just going to bitch about this decision. But if they were honest with themselves for 2 seconds and were just asked, what has the Department of Education done to benefit students and their education? What would they say?
Right.
I mean, like, what can they say?
Yeah. And
There's
it wasn't Randy that I saw. It was the black chick. I can't remember her name.
Becky Pringle.
Yeah, I think it was Becky. Because there's a couple different organizations that are all useless. I mean, these
They're
are all
all
federal
unions.
They're all unions and they're all useless and they don't do anything for education. All they do is complain and moan about Trump.
God.
That's all they do. It was
Is it me?
You're frozen. You'll come back. Come back.
Am I back?
You're back. Okay.
Hello.
There you are. You're back. You're back.
Uh-oh.
No, you're back. You're back. You're back. You're back. You're
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah. You're back. Mhm.
Sorry. Okay. I missed some of that, but I was going to say AFT, American Federation for Teachers, is Randy Weingarten. NEA, the National Education Association, is Becky Pringle.
That's who
And
I saw. I
yeah.
saw the NEA. But I mean, they're all useless. They do
And
nothing.
they're all screamers. They're all just like,
Totally.
all the things. I mean, they're crazy. Remember?
Loud noises.
Right.
That's what they
It's
do.
just freaking, they're insane. They're
Mhm.
absolutely insane. What's not insane is, of course, making sure that your dog is well taken care of and getting all the healthiness that they need from their diet.
Mhm. That's right. Everybody has like a morning routine. You guys have a morning routine, like, I don't know, it could be like workout first, shower, breakfast. I'm a coffee first kind of gal, right? And then I do breakfast after the show. But I feel like all of us can agree that like breakfast is probably the most important meal of the day. Maybe not all of us will agree on that, but most of us will agree on that. And it's also really important for your dog. And that's why naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, he created Ruff Greens. He created this amazing product because it is packed with enzymes, probiotics, all sorts of awesome vitamins and minerals. And it's really great for their digestion, their immunity, their overall well-being. I've seen the biggest improvement in Theo because when we first got him, he kind of dropped on our laps and he was a big hot mess and his coat was really rough and gross and he was aloof and he lacked energy. He now is like shiny and happy and super active. And that is largely in part to Ruff Greens. You can try a free jumpstart bag for your doggo today at ruffchicks.com with promo code CHICKS. They need live nutrition, you guys. You can do that. Go to ruffchicks.com. Use promo code CHICKS. Get your free jumpstart bag. It's a $20 value. Just cover shipping. Ruffchicks.com. Do it.
There is, I don't know where this is, unfortunately. I probably should have done that little extra bit of research and I didn't. But this is just sort of a case in point about how absolutely borked our justice system can be sometimes. There is this scary looking dude. Look at him. Terrifying looking dude.
Oh,
New York Post, said he's a registered sex offender. He is walking free after trying to kidnap an elementary school child.
Oh my God.
A registered sex offender walking free because, according to Guy Benson, he underwent a mental competency evaluation that determined he was unfit to stand trial. And so prosecutors said, well, I guess we got to drop the charges. Explain that to me.
Because he's unfit to stand trial. Where is this? Where is he?
I don't know. That's why I just said I don't
know
do that little extra bit of research to find out where it was.
Because I mean, if he was in Texas, that is
I mean, how does this
that's
happen?
walking around my neighborhood. I feel like it wouldn't be walking around for long. You know what I mean? Like,
look at him. Like, how is he even? He looks like a zombie.
Well, if he's going after kids, it's in Denver. Somebody says it's in Denver. Yeah, he absolutely looks like a zombie. You guys, come on.
God.
We have got to get mental institutions back. Like, something is wrong. There is so much wrong.
He's not fit to stand trial, so you're just going to let him out on the street?
That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense.
Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all.
Let's let him go chase some kids. Okay.
And oddly, there is a guy by the name of Omar Fateh who is now running for mayor of Minneapolis, who looks a lot like this guy.
I was just going to say, he looks like the Minneapolis mayor dude.
He totally does. So this is a guy very much like Zoran. He's running on the same platform to freeze the rent, raise minimum wage to $20 an hour, to Trump-proof their city. And here is a picture of him. And then you're going to see his little campaign video after that. But here's the picture. Look at him, you guys.
He's Captain Phillips, you guys.
He is. We even have a GIF of Captain Phillips after the video because
that's who he looks like.
He's saying, I'm your mayor now.
I'm the captain now. Look at him.
He is terrifying to me. He looks absolutely insane. Insane.
He looks like one of those tiki things. You know what I mean? Like a tiki torch thing. You know what I'm talking about? He doesn't even look, again, that MFer isn't real.
There's something. He looks evil and rabid and insane and also 12, all at the same time.
He's obviously an avowed socialist because, again, this is Democrat. This is what's happening to the Democrat Party. This is who they're propping up. Like, we've got DeSantis and Marco Rubio. We've got JD Vance. We've got Tulsi Gabbard. We got all these people on the right that are like normal. And then this is the Democrats are like, this is who we are offering. It's Captain Phillips.
I mean, this guy, I'm sorry to be crass, but it looks like his balls haven't even dropped. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he's maybe 12, 13 years old.
No, it looks like his balls will never drop. Oh my God.
Anyway, here is his, and before, I know he is part of the Somali community. Yes, he is American born. Do you want to point that out? Because I saw a lot of people on Twitter going, deport him. I mean, okay, he was born here in DC.
We can't.
So that's not an option.
Can't really
but
do that.
You can at least turn away from these socialist whack jobs. Here's a little bit of his campaign video.
Everyone keeps asking me, Omar, why aren't you doing more videos? As a state senator with a second full-time job and a kid on the way, I just haven't been able to find the time. I've also been fighting for you, passing things like tuition-free college for working-class families, rideshare protections for our Uber and Lyft drivers, and the legalization of fentanyl testing strips. But this summer, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me.
Why?
Because we deserve nice things in Minneapolis too. To make an affordable Minneapolis that works for everyone, we need a mayor that works as hard as you do. I'm ready to work hard to 1. Build a Minneapolis that working people can afford to call home. 2. Protect our city from a hostile White House. And 3. Diversify our city's public safety response. By increasing the minimum wage to $20 by 2028 and passing rent stabilization to stop price gouging and incentivizing new construction, we can protect workers. Protecting all of our communities from Donald Trump means not letting MPD interact with ICE, whether it's for an immigration raid or not. Our residents deserve a mayor that will stand up to Donald Trump and say, no, not in our community.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my campaign managers again. They've been on my case all week about make more videos. I'll find the time tomorrow.
You guys.
The captain now.
I'm the mayor now.
I'm the mayor now. Wow. Democrats, you've really outdone yourself with this one.
Good job.
They just keep getting better and better, don't they?
But they also
swear.
keep getting really good polling. I don't even understand what's happening.
I just cannot.
That guy there's no way he's old enough to run for mayor. How is this possible?
Just a bunch of colossal commie losers on that side. Congrats. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's wow. They have some choices. And so you heard him say part of his platform is he's not going to let the MPD associate with ICE, because now Democrats have decided that ICE are evil, that ICE agents are up to no good, that they're Nazis, whatever.
The law.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
evil.
it's just
the law is evil.
And the outcry right now that's going around Democrat circles, where they're so mad about ICE agents wearing masks, even though violence against them is up 700%. And they still have, like numbers, ID numbers on their badges on their uniforms. And they don't want to show their faces because the left is psychotic and trying to kill them and their families. So they deserve a modicum of protection. Thank you very much. And I love that Zeke Arkham posted about this. He said, Democrats, we want ICE agents to be ID'd and identified in order to know who they are. And us, we want voter ID, so people are ID'd and identified in order to make sure voting is fair. Democrats, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. They're such hypocritical a-holes.
They're cheaters, is what they are. They're absolute cheaters. They want to cheat. Yeah. They want to get that. That's why they want illegals in this country. That's what they want them here. They just want they want illegals here. They don't want law. They want to cheat. That's because they can't win on their own because their policies suck. That's why.
And it's really, I mean, the psycho ponytail girl whose videos we've played before, I don't know her name. I don't care what her name is. She goes by Politics Girl. She's the one that shows up on the Abby Phillips CNN panel from time to time. And she always has that super tight, super high ponytail. And she does these videos from her kitchen, and she is insane. So she made a video yesterday about ICE agents, begging them. Essentially, it was a plea to ICE agents, telling them to quit their jobs because they're being asked to do evil, immoral, horrible things. This is the level of psycho that is on the left. Just look at the rabid eyes, you guys. She is nuts.
Hey, quit your job. Seriously. If you work for ICE and you're not a total monster who gets off on ripping children out of their mother's arms and beating people senseless because they have a different color of skin than you, then quit your job.
And if you're like, but I work for ICE and I'm not hateful and disgusting, are you terrorizing people on the street? Are you leaving babies in the backs of cars when you take away their dad? Are you leaving American children with no mom when they get home from school? Are you hanging out with people who do? Then quit. Quit. Make it impossible for ICE to run, because there just aren't that many people who want to be America's Gestapo, who don't want to spend the rest of their lives waking up in a dead cold sweat because they know they're monsters and it haunts them. If you don't want torture and death on your hands, if you believe you are a good, honest American citizen, then quit.
Listen,
God, what in the world?
Yeah. Talk to Laken Riley's mom, you hag.
God,
what an absolute hag she is. Yeah.
I mean, it's just sad that is how they've demonized ICE to such an extent that now people are saying that it's part of our constitutional rights to self-defense to go and actively harm these people.
Right.
That's how
what
twisted they've become.
She's anti-law enforcement. Okay, well, when somebody's coming to rob your house and coming in to get you, then you don't get to call them. You know, it's like, that's the thing. The first thing that they're going to do is they're going to dial 911 because because ICE is law enforcement.
Right.
These people are anti-law enforcement, but the first person that they are going to call when they're in trouble is law enforcement.
Yep.
They're such hypocrites, these people. Like you can't have it both ways. Pick a lane, lady.
It makes me insane to just even see her face and her stupid
me too. I know. And she's so
it.
angry. And there was a dog in the background, and I feel sorry for the dog.
I know. I do too. I do feel sorry for that dog.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I think it was, we talked about Alligator Alcatraz some because people are so mad about it. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, especially, she went and she was like, let me just tell you about the torture that these poor criminal illegals are facing on a day-to-day basis at Alligator Alcatraz. Well, now essentially the warden of Alligator Alcatraz was on with Jesse last night to talk about the extent to which Democrats were willing to lie about the conditions there. It's absolutely ridiculous, some of the stories. Here he is.
Politicians trying to create controversy where they're like, making things up or exaggerating?
Absolutely. I think probably one of my favorites was an individual had a thermometer, an infrared thermometer that they actually pointed at a light bulb, and it was 110 degrees. And it was, I knew it is 110 degrees. I said, let's actually pull that down to where the ambient air is at.
We know they didn't like the toilet system.
Yeah, so the toilet system, you showed that already. And, this is a standard mock-up toilet system that is in any secured facility. Again, we meet and exceed either the national standard or the state of Florida standard, whatever is a higher level. We meet or exceed that standard.
And these inmates, Kevin, these are well-fed inmates. There's no one starving to death.
Yeah, that might be one of my favorites, Jesse, is number one, it was a gray turkey sandwich. Well, she was about 6 feet away from that turkey sandwich box that was in a wrapper that I don't know how she could tell it was gray. However, think about it like this, Jesse. Individuals that go to a hospital, individuals that go and get Michelle Obama's lunches are getting the exact same thing. But then she turned around and asked, as a part of that same question, if they want second portions, can they come and get it? So it's either gray and it's too nasty to eat, or it's okay and can I get second helping?
Interesting, right?
It's just pathetic.
I know it is. And when it comes to like the sleeping, people, men and women in our armed services are like sleeping on the ground in other countries.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine, right? Because they signed up for it. That's totally fine, right? But then these like nice cots in a clean space for people who have broken the law, that's not okay. She wants like a 5-star hotel for these people. Well,
I know it's ridiculous.
Suck it.
It's air conditioned. They get their 3 square meals. It's nothing like the people that were sitting on rocks in cages under Biden's ridiculous open border policy, where they were all just huddled together outside under bridges because that was the best they could do with those numbers. And now they're going to complain. I mean, it's just nonsense. And I can't believe that anybody would fall for it. I'm sure there are people that fall for it. It's ridiculous.
It's constant theater from the left.
Yeah. If you could take a moment to talk to people about concerned women, because there's a lot of concerned women on our audience that would like to know how to get more involved.
There are a lot of concerned women. For the moms watching, I don't have to tell you that there is like a cultural war raging across America. You see it every day. That's one of the reasons that I'm sure you watch our show. And that's why we are excited to be teamed up with Concerned Women for America. It's the nation's largest public policy Christian women's organization. They've been around for 45 years. They've been leading the charge as a voice in all levels of public policy. They're going to educate you on conservative policy. And if you're so inclined, they will train you to become a grassroots leader in the conservative movement so that you can speak about stuff, you can pray, you can testify, you can lobby, you can get more involved. They give you templates, stuff like that. It just takes a donation of $20 or more, and then you're going to get a copy of their book written by the CEO of the organization, Penny Nance, A Woman's Guide, 7 Rules for Success in Business and Life. You can be a dude that does this too. You can just go to concernedwomen.org/chicks. They focus on a bunch of core issues, conservative, like family, sanctity of life, religious liberty, stuff like that. And they have Young Women for America collegiate chapters, as well as mom, professional, older women outreach groups. They're all about empowering conservative women. So the book is a really great gift for like a woman that's graduating college or starting her professional journey, or any woman in any stage of life, really. Go to concernedwomen.org/chicks for your copy today. And again, that's concernedwomen.org/chicks.
Piers Morgan is still fighting with Candace Owens about Brigitte Macron. So Candace believes that she has won some sort of bet that they made between the two of them. Pierce is like, I'm not paying because you're still wrong. And just because the two women who initially made the accusations that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man, they won on appeal. So they, that's considered a victory. But now it turns out that Brigitte's lawyers are saying that she will appeal to the highest court after this lower court cleared the two women of spreading false online rumors that she was born a man. And so Pierce is all, he's totally team Brigitte, and he said it's appalling that she has to do this. Brigitte Macron is a woman and a mother, and these conspiracy theory lies being spread about her are disgusting.
Is she a mother? Is she actually, did she give birth? Like, is there proof that she gave birth? Because I don't know anything about that.
I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like if there was proof of that, then Candace wouldn't have gone this far, would she have?
I mean, I know I started to watch the video series that Candace put together about this topic, and it was like forever long. There were so many episodes, and I watched the first 1.5, I think, and then I just got bored with the story. But I also could see that there was enough reason to be suspicious for sure. That it seemed, and I thought, well, if the rest of the series is like this, then she definitely has some dirt. And it just, to me, the thing is so easy to prove. Like, all Brigitte has to do is take a cheek swab. You're done. It's 2 seconds, and you're done. And
then she would make Candace look like a total idiot.
Right, exactly.
And so why will
she not do it? Because she's willing to have this fight. Brigitte is obviously, if she's going to appeal, then doesn't that mean if she's in a court battle about this, that the burden of proof kind of lies with her?
Right. So, and that's the thing. If you are in fact a woman, it's
very easy to prove.
Just prove it, and then be like, you're a freaking lunatic. Quit being a lunatic.
Right?
I don't know why.
I don't get it. I don't know why this is so hard, but
there you go.
Anyway, so that's where we are in this. There's going to be an appeal. We'll see what happens during discovery, and if we finally get that cheek swab or not, I have no idea, but that's a really easy way to fix it.
Really easy.
Also, not that you guys need a reminder at all, but politicians are constantly screwing you over. And I have an example that is small scale, but when you extrapolate it out and consider how many people are in politics, and then think about how often things like this happen, it will absolutely enrage you. And I'm speaking specifically about a Houston, Texas commissioner who went to a 3-day conference. And when you go to a 3-day conference as a politician, you get the whole trip expensed, courtesy of the taxpayers. And you estimate, well, what is it going to cost for me to go to this conference? So she overestimated by a lot and was called out on it.
Director, can I ask you about the Urban Land Institute trip that you were requesting? Can you explain why you wanted $8,100 to go to a 3-day conference?
I don't have anything to say. We can certainly talk with you once I get back to the office.
You requested $3,500 for a hotel.
God.
I called the conference. They said the rates are $249 a night. You wanted $3,500 for a 3-day conference. Can you explain why you had that number?
We do estimates for our travel, and certainly we try to be conservative in our numbers.
The registration fees are $1,070. You requested $1,700. Why did you get such a higher number there?
We can provide you a response.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do that.
All right. You also asked for $1,500 for airfare. Round trip is $200 according to Expedia.
Yeah. So we'll be happy to craft a bullshit response where we lie.
Right?
Yeah, because we've basically stolen money from the taxpayers.
Yeah,
that's what they do
this
all the time.
This is what happens. That's just one itty bitty like local official. And so then when you think about that times a zillion, however many local, state, and federal level officials there are, they're all doing it, you guys.
It's why we're broke.
It's just so infuriating.
Right. People are like, I wonder why we're broke. Thumb up butt. This is why. They're all rich and we're not, that's why.
Yep.
Good Lord. It's a good grift if you can get it, right?
Real good. It's real good. And it's, Dr. Oz was on, I forget what show, talking about this whole, idiotic nonsense coming out of the Democrats about the big, beautiful bill, suggesting that, people that really need Medicaid are going to get kicked off Medicaid. It's all nonsense. Democrats just don't value work, as we talked about yesterday. And here he is talking more about the work requirements.
We actually fixed the fraud, waste, and abuse, specifically work requirements, which is what they're talking about. When the program was created 60 years ago, it never dawned on anyone that you would take able-bodied individuals who could work and put them on Medicaid. Today, the average able-bodied person on Medicaid, it doesn't work, they watch 6.1 hours of television or just hang out. God, that's not fair.
That's not okay.
No, go out and try to get a job.
This is not rocket science.
I cannot remember a time where I watched 6.1 hours of television.
I've been known to binge a couple Netflix series.
Okay, like maybe when I visited you, we watched Netflix together, and we may have watched 6 hours of television when I was with you. But like, other than that, I can't. Like, people do that on a daily basis? On our dime? Like, get a job. Seriously, these people are just sitting around and they're totally able-bodied and they could go out and they could get work, and they don't because they don't have to, because we've enabled them to sit on their asses.
And they're even like able-bodied who may, like people who may have some other justification for getting Medicaid health benefits. They're not even being told you're losing your benefits. They're simply being told, put in 80 hours a month. Okay. That's half-time work. Put in 80 hours a month, even if it's just volunteer, and we'll continue to give you the health coverage.
Even if it's volunteer.
We're just asking for a little skin in the game here. And you would think that the Democrats, I mean, the way that they're positioning this is just pure fear mongering. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's kind of like, we talked about this in our book a gajillion years ago. Like, we need to bring shame back to all this stuff. Like, people just have zero shame about it. I personally, I mean, I won't speak for anybody else, but I would be so embarrassed to be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that. I can't imagine living off of somebody else's paycheck and not being so shamed over that. I just wasn't raised that way. I just cannot imagine being that way. And there are so many people in our country that just do it unapologetically. They are just, there's no shame. They do it out loud. They brag about it online. And I'm like, who are you? Like, where did you come from? It's gross. We got to return some shame to this whole system.
It's vile. I mean, it's absolutely vile. And it's just one more way that Democrats lie about what Trump is actually trying to accomplish. He's trying to save our country from all of this waste, because that's exactly what it is. This is total wastefulness. And Dr. Oz is right. This was never the point of Medicaid, was to just allow people to just be lazy losers at home.
I love this comment. 142 B and C said, that's because they are constantly being told that you're enough. And it's so true. You're not.
Yes.
You're not freaking enough. That's right. Get off your butt and work. If you are capable of working, work. And then another thing that what really bothers me, and I've seen it a lot in the younger generations, I'm shaking my rake here, is it's the whole notion of, I need to do something that I love. Like, I really want to do something that sometimes work is just work.
Right.
I mean,
it's trading time for money. That's the whole point.
Right. I mean, you and I do something that we love now, but for like 25 years of my life, I worked like 2-3 jobs that I didn't necessarily love.
Mm-hmm.
It took a long time for me to find something with my best friend that I love. And it took a lot of work and like hardship to get there. And I think a lot of kids these days are like, well, I'm not doing anything that I love. I really need to find like my soul's match and work. And it's like, sometimes you just got to work to make money.
Sometimes you just need to get a job. That's it.
Right. Exactly.
Speaking of work, Andrew Cuomo doesn't want to stop. And so now he is going to be running as an independent. And here is his incredibly uncharismatic announcement video.
I'm Andrew Cuomo. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that the Democratic primary did not go the way I had hoped. To the 440,000 New Yorkers who voted for me, a sincere thank you. Thank you for believing in me, in my agenda, and in my experience. And I am truly sorry that I let you down. But as my grandfather used to say, when you get knocked down, learn the lesson and pick yourself back up and get in the game. And that is what I'm going to do. The fight to save our city isn't over. Only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary. The general election is in November, and I am in it to win it. My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans, but no real solutions. Every day I'm going to be hitting the streets, meeting you where you are, to hear the good and the bad, problems and solutions. Because for the next few months, it's my responsibility to earn your vote. So let's do this. I'll see you out there.
I cannot believe the best they have is Nipples McGee. You know? What, can he not wear an undershirt ever? It's right there. I can't concentrate. They're like always like there, you know?
Politics must be so good once you're in it, because these people that are in it and then they get out of it, it's like they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They just can't not
Anthony
be in it.
Weiner. Is it Anthony Weiner?
But he's done. He lost his whatever.
He'll try to find another way back in. Beto. Right. It's like Beto just keeps losing and losing and losing. He's like, oh, try again. So you're saying there's a chance? No, there's no chance. And
would you stop already?
Good Lord.
I know.
It's just so bad. Like this. Yeah. Okay. This is the best they got. All right.
I mean, it's Eric Adams, Curtis Sliwa, Cuomo, or Mamdani. Like it's,
yay,
I'm sorry, New York City, but you are effed.
I swear. Just stay away. Stay far away from New York, you guys.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Daisy's hair is growing, and she's going to tell you why.
It is growing, you guys. Finally, if you've been here a hot minute, you know that my hair has gone through like what Mock would. She loves the word journey. I've gone through like a hair journey because my menopause has not been kind to my hair. It hasn't. I lost a lot of hair a few years back. I tried everything. And when I say I tried everything. I really did. I bought like tons of supplements, expensive ones, and none of them worked. And Healthycell is the only thing that has worked for me because it actually absorbs. It's like 160 something % more than other supplements. And it just nourishes your hair and your skin and your nails from the inside out. And it tastes amazing. Pro tip, put your packets in the fridge. They taste really good when they're cold. It's like a little daily treat, but they're packed with collagen, hyaluronic acid, ceramides. My skin is better. My hair is growing now. And it's like this thicker, like curlier texture, which I'm totally okay with. And I love that it works. I mean, it actually does. So if you're seeing too much hair in the shower drain and you're just not liking your hair right now and your nails and all that stuff, try it. It's Healthycell's hair, skin, and nails formula. I promise you're going to love it. Give it like 2 or 3 months and you'll see improvements. You really will. Go to Healthycell.
Like my hair is fatter.
It's fatter. I mean, it is. Your hair's always been amazing though. You've never had hair issues, but go to healthycell.com/chicks and snag 20% off your first order with promo code chicks. That's healthycell.com/chicks. We love our sponsor Healthycell. They're amazing. They have all sorts of stuff for all sorts of issues, but my favorite is the hair, skin, and nails. So definitely check it out.
Oh, it tastes yummy. It's like a treat.
It's the best.
Also, so I know like after the election and even months later after the election, there's still to this day, Democrats who are doing postmortems on how much they suck and trying to figure out why. And Mark Cuban spoke out yesterday explaining for the gazillionth time, not just from him, but like so many people could have already pointed this out. Democrats need to stop just hating on Trump. That is all they do. And here's Mark Cuban to explain.
It's just Trump sucks. That's the underlying, thought of everything the Democrats do. Trump sucks. Trump says, the sky is blue. Trump sucks.
Yeah, he's right.
You can't. That's not the way to win. It's just not, because it's not about Trump. It's about the people of the United States of America and what's good for them.
I mean, I think they'd have this figured out by now, but
it's been like 8 or 9 years and they're still doing it. And Mark Cuban's like, I think I finally figured it out.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And now Rahm Emanuel, who is a potential 2028 presidential candidate, I don't know. He is doing interviews. He sat down with Dana Bash and also was talking about how desperately unpopular Democrats are right now.
Give you a sense of how bad we are. Democratic Party is less popular than Elon Musk right now. That should be like a wake-up call how bad. And The Republican parties stab you in the back. The Democratic Party, we disappoint you.
They don't.
I mean, I don't know if I'd agree with that assessment. He's also so creepy.
He's super creepy. Well, both of the are there three brothers or just the two? Is it just
know.
Rahm and like that other creepy doctor dude?
I think it's the two creepy ones. They all just creep me out.
Yeah. But this is who they have on these are their choices. These are their choices.
Yeah. The
and where we have cool people like Scott.
Oh my God. So many cool people.
Jennings. Although now that he has his new radio show, I seriously doubt he's going to be making a run for the Senate or for like governor or anything else that people are suggesting that he might run for. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I absolutely think he's going to run for Senate. I think
you do?
I think that the radio show is like a platform. It's like a stepping stone to get him more exposure to run for public office.
I don't know. I don't know because like he's doing all the TV and the radio and like why would you leave that?
That's my hot take.
Politics.
Because I think he is a political animal. I really do. I think he'd be so good at that. And he's been in it. You know what I mean? I think he's totally going to run.
Well, we'll see. And we hope to have him on our show again in the near future. And we'll just ask him. We'll try to get it out of him if that happens. But he had his first show yesterday, his premiere radio show that's on Salem podcast or like programs in the afternoon. And he was talking about the fact that Donald Trump needs to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And if he doesn't, it's an absolute crime. Here he is.
Trump, the Nobel Peace Prize. It'll be an absolute travesty. A lot of people like to talk about war and peace. He talks about peace and war. I think he absolutely 100% wants to bring peace to this world. I think he's doing it. He deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
I agree.
That's just a little taste of his show that you can catch every weekday.
Right. I mean, I totally agree. He does deserve it. Whether or not he gets it. I mean, come on. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I mean, Obama got the Peace Prize. Come on.
And he was barely, he got it like a year in. Like he had done nothing.
I think it was like 10 months and he had done nothing. They were just like, well, I mean, it's Obama. Let's give it to him. Okay. It's just so useless. Come on.
I know. It's pointless.
Whatever.
Also, we spent some time yesterday talking about Tucker Carlson and just sort of how odd he has become in recent months. Very screamy.
Yeah.
Very defensive and just different than he used to be. And for whatever reason, he calls out Ben Shapiro constantly. He did it with Megyn Kelly. He's done it multiple times. And despite the fact that Ben has continuously said, please have me on your show, please come on my show, let's debate this out, let's have a conversation about our differences, Tucker prefers to just snipe at him behind his back or like with other shows and not actually have a direct conversation with him. So he did that again at the TPUSA event this past weekend. I can't remember who he was sitting down and talking with specifically, but you're going to see a little bit of Tucker going after Ben again and then Ben responding, which is just, it's perfect.
Who asks obvious questions like, hey, were you running a sexual blackmail scheme in my country? Shut up, says Ben Shapiro, you're an anti-Semite. Well, no, I'm not. Why is it not a fair question? There's tons of evidence this is happening. Like, are you joking? You're not going to shout me down, by the way, at this point. I spent 4 years being shouted down by the left for asking, I thought, pretty reasonable questions. I have always felt very moderate. I'm not a hater at all. And I'm not going to become one. And I don't think my questions are insane. They may be stupid. But if they're stupid, then just speak slowly so I can understand as you answer them.
Okay, here it is, slowly. If you are asking a question, but demanding no answer to that question, and any evidence that contradicts your pet theory is dismissed, you are not asking a question. You are positing a theory of your own, but don't have the balls to say the thing you want to say, which is that Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, is in fact covering up a child rape ring. That's as slowly as I've ever talked on the show and slower than I will ever talk again. That is the thing that I am saying. And by the way, I've never called Tucker Carlson an anti-Semite. I actually haven't. Go back, look through the record. It's never a thing that's happened. He's throwing that out there as a red herring to the fact that he is saying things that he does not have the capacity to back up, period. And this is all part, again, of a sort of broader demoralization effort that is happening on parts of the right.
Yeah, I don't like what's going on. I don't like
don't
what's
either. I
going
hate
on.
it.
And some people on the right I don't like it. Yeah. And it's this like chipping away at the Trump administration too. I'm not liking it. I mean, he's doing a freaking fantastic job, this president. I mean, I think he is.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see some movement on the Epstein thing, which we will get into in just a second. But first, there's this hilarious video from Duke Gomez about a protester that got absolutely smacked down by just this like big lug of a guy and who is wearing a t-shirt where on the back it says, "I am the weapon." It's so funny what he does to this girl. You guys watch.
On wrong.
That's a woman?
I think so.
That's a female?
Look at this guy.
Oh my God. Go Duke Gomez.
Buddy, I hope your hand is doing all right. We're out here, all of us are thinking of you. We hope that you heal that hand up and you make it back out. You are for sure the fucking weapon.
I love him.
I mean, it's written right there. Fuck. Somebody get a wheelbarrow for this guy's nutsack. Holy fuck.
I love him. Is it Duke Gomez? I think that's his name. I freaking love that guy. Oh my gosh. So great. He is the weapon. He's over it.
He just clocked her. I think it was
guys,
her. I don't know.
I think that age group, once you get to be like 60, 70, you're like, I'm done. I'm done here. There's no filter anymore.
I'm just going to hit everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's talk about this Epstein thing and get that out of the way because it continues to be a thing, obviously, because we still have no answers. Yesterday, former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett posted about this accusation that Epstein was part of Mossad. So he says, as a former Israeli prime minister with the Mossad having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false. Epstein's conduct, both the criminal and the merely despicable, had nothing whatsoever to do with Mossad or the state of Israel. Epstein never worked for the Mossad. This accusation is a lie being peddled by prominent online personalities such as Tucker Carlson, pretending they know things that they don't. They just make things up, say it with confidence, and these lies stick because it's Israel. There is a vicious wave of slander and lies against my country and my people, and we just won't take it anymore.
Yeah. And Democrats are calling for all this transparency now, which I'm like, well, why weren't you calling for this transparency when Biden was president?
Yeah.
Or like this shit's been going on forever and you guys never called for like all of a sudden they're like, we demand transparency.
Right.
It's like, what? Okay. What about when he was alive? Okay, whatever.
Well, and of course, Tucker, who, by the way, said recently that when Iran screams death to America and death to Israel, those aren't actually, they don't necessarily mean it. Those are just like sayings. You know what I mean?
He actually, okay.
That same guy who allowed the president of Iran to come and say, no, we don't mean that at all, and just offered no pushback whatsoever. That same Tucker Carlson responded to Bennett and said, you, quote, just won't take it anymore, instead of issuing threats. So he's accusing Bennett of issuing threats by simply saying, we're not going to take it anymore. But yet the president of Iran who can scream death to America, that's not really a threat.
And not only that, but there's like a $40 million bounty on Trump's head.
By Iran.
By Iran. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a problem. That's something that we as Americans should be a little concerned about.
So he says, instead of issuing threats on social media, why don't you sit down for a rational interview on Jeffrey Epstein's ties to the Israeli government? We'll reach out to your office this morning. And as much as I would love to see this, I also just think it's beneath Bennett at this point to even
I agree.
deal with Tucker.
I mean, and there's part of me that's just like, well, I mean, it's good for ratings, right?
Yeah.
You get really good. Yeah, you get good viewership out of that. So
So we'll see. Maybe he will go on it. I don't know. There's,
I'm
ambivalent. Like I want to see it, but I also don't want him to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This whole Epstein thing, like I'm starting to think it's interesting that some people think that Trump's on the list, right? I absolutely think that he's not on the list, because if he were on the list, he would have already been outed, because listen, they tried to kill the guy. They would have used it already. Okay. So that to me is just absurd. If anybody thinks he's on the list. And then I'm starting to think at this point that Trump is using this list as leverage. Your mileage may vary, but
to do what? What do you mean?
Just because I think there are world leaders and there are people, really important people that are on this list. I think that there were clients that were high profile clients, and they're on the list. And so I think Trump has people's balls in his hands, and he's like, I can use this as leverage. I wish everybody would just shut up. And just his demeanor about this over the past, week, I'd sit awake at night a lot at night, and I don't sleep, and I think about this stuff. And like, this is what I'm thinking now is maybe I'm wrong, but I don't understand why else they wouldn't come out with the list, because he's been transparent on every other thing, and this one thing, there's just not a lot of transparency. And I wouldn't call it blackmail. I just think that he is a deal maker, and he's like, I have got this really juicy list. I got this list of people. I can try to get things done for America because I have all these people in the palm of my hand, and he can use that to his advantage, because he ain't on it, but other people are. And so if you've got that information, why wouldn't you use it? I would use it if I were in that position.
I don't know. I do think we're going to hear more, and I don't think it's going to be terribly a long time from now. I think things are moving. And the reason I think that is, you'll see it in a minute, but there's still lots and lots of moving parts with this whole story. We told you yesterday that Ghislaine, asked the Supreme Court for an appeal, and apparently, because yesterday was the deadline, and DOJ under Pam Bondi asked the Supreme Court to deny her appeal, which is interesting. So she appealed her conviction, saying it should be tossed out for all kinds of different reasons. And Pam Bondi is saying, the Supreme Court, you just leave this one alone. So that's kind of interesting, especially because Ghislaine is she appears to be willing to make deals. So she apparently wants to testify before Congress. She wants to talk about it, but I guess DOJ just doesn't want to cut any deals with her, is the only thing that I can think of about this.
She needs to be like, I did not unalive myself.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's just one moving part in this whole sort of puzzle. And then I know yesterday, of course, and then over the weekend, there were all these rumors about Dan Bongino and threatening to quit. But apparently yesterday he did appear at work, and he's apparently working on something, quote, very important, according to Benny Johnson, who said that he was in a positive mood after further internal movement toward Epstein disclosures and transparency seem to be imminent. And Benny went on to say that he talked to people and now feels like there's going to be a change in the approach to this whole Epstein thing by the administration. He said, expect more disclosures. Very powerful people inside the administration are now pushing for a special counsel and a full press briefing, which is exactly what needs to happen. A full press briefing. Just answer the damn questions. Make people understand why you are withholding information. If you are, just explain it. Don't put out a 2-page Sunday night memo. That's crazy.
Right. I mean, it's still not the list.
Well, and I don't even know that there's a list. And we'll hear from Alan Dershowitz about that in a second, because why would Epstein's going to write down, here's a list of all the people that I've used as client. I mean, there's probably documents that suggest that there's people, but I don't think there's an actual list.
There's flight logs. I'm sure there's documents. There's people that have testified, and I'm sure that the
stuff
women
is out though. Flight logs and all that stuff is out.
Yeah, and the women who were abused probably have things that they've said, I'm sure, and they've talked to law enforcement, and there's documentation on that. I mean, there are people who have been implicated in this, and we just don't know who all those people are.
Right.
And it would be nice to know that. That's kind of what we're talking about. And when I say list, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, not like Epstein made an actual Excel spreadsheet.
I don't think he had like a black book or like an Excel spreadsheet. I'm talking about there are people who are, I think there was a client, he had a roll of clients who were going back and forth to this island or using his services.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and it does involve children and it involves women. And I think people just want to know. We want to know.
Yeah. For sure. And there's no way that if Pam Bondi is going to say there were thousands of videos of children being abused, that there was just one abuser. There's just no way. That's not possible.
Of course not.
So yeah. So now I think the Trump administration they understand that people are angry. And Lara Trump told Benny Johnson she believes that more information is coming. Here is what she said yesterday.
And he hears all of the consternation out there. And I think he's going to want to set things right as well. So I believe that there will probably be more coming on this. And I believe anything that they are able to release that doesn't, damage any witnesses or anyone underage or anything like that, I believe they'll probably try to get out sooner rather than later because they hear it and they understand it. So hopefully we see that happen sooner than later. And I guess that would be my advice. But to everybody out there who's all worked up about it, there's no great plot to keep this information away that I'm aware of. I do just believe that maybe it's been slow rolled for reasons that hopefully we understand down the line. And I think we're probably going to get more transparency on it very soon.
Yeah, so because they know that, listen, if they don't, it's going to affect us in the midterms. It will. Yeah. It just flat out will, you guys. People are pissed off about this. This was,
oh my God.
I mean, they can try to brush it off. And I don't know why exactly. Like I said, there are theories, they're like I said, I don't know if he's using it for leverage or if he just thinks this isn't important. We need to put it behind us. We have other things. Maybe he really does think that. I don't know. There are lots of different theories on this, but regardless, if the information is not put out there, it will absolutely affect us in the midterms.
Alan Dershowitz, I thought, helped put some color around all of the reasons that there is so much information that we haven't seen. He did it in a way that made sense. It did leave me with one question, which we can get to after you hear this. But here is his explanation for why there is so much information that has not come out.
Government hiding a client list or anything that the Trump administration could release tonight.
No, there is no client list. There never has been a client list. A client list suggests that Jeffrey Epstein made a list of people to whom he trafficked women. What there is a redacted FBI affidavit from accusers. There are several of them from accusers that accuse Jeffrey, that accuse various people of having improper sex. And that has been redacted. The names of the people accused have been blacked out. Now, of course, because I was the lawyer and I did all the investigations, I know who all these people are. I could figure out, based on everything that I saw, who Mr. X is, Mr. Y is, and Mr. Z. I can tell you right now, none of them are public figures who are currently in office. Some of them were previously in office. Some of them are dead. But there is no client list. And the redactions could be undone if you go to court. So many of the things that are being suppressed by two judges in Manhattan. And they're doing it largely to protect the alleged accusers who are, in the view of the judges, victims, even though we don't know what their actual status is. But the judges have issued orders, which is why I can't disclose things I'd love to disclose, saying that you can't disclose this information. But Pam Bondi and the Justice Department and Donald Trump are not responsible for that. I don't know of any information that they could disclose that they haven't disclosed. Now, maybe there is some, but I'm simply not aware of it. And so I think it's important to place the blame where the blame deserves to be placed. The vast majority of people who are in the files, and I know them all, I've seen all the names, the vast majority of them have already been disclosed. They're in articles all over the world. They're in books that have been written. So if we got everything, you would be shocked how few names are there that haven't already been disclosed. The media hasn't, by the way, done a good enough job in finding the people who have been disclosed in the public record. So that's that list.
I don't believe him.
I believe him. I think that that means that Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton are top 2 and probably Bill Gates. That's my guess.
But he's talking about but the thing is, I don't believe like all the things that he just said though, because he was talking just a few days ago about how there's a list. And now he's like, there's no list.
I don't think there's like an Excel spreadsheet, but he's saying if you could write all these people down on a piece of paper and then you'd have a list of those names, but the names are there and he knows who they are.
Right.
They're just in all these redacted files.
But
my question is if these 2 courts or 3 courts or whatever are saying you're not allowed to talk about any of this, why doesn't Pam Bondi have the authority to say those are now unsealed? Courtesy of me. I'm saying that now as the head of the Department of Justice for the whole country, we are unsealing these files effective right now. Why can't you do that?
This is the thing. There's too much squirrely. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and I don't like, he said something different the other day. Like he's going back and forth. I mean, listen, I know there's no black book list. I get it. Quit freaking saying that. I'm so sick of people saying that. Give it up, Daisy. I know that, but all the redacted names, that is in essence a list of people. Jesus.
And you can still redact the victim names and unredact the perpetrator names.
Exactly. How hard is that? Like what?
And I guess, he is one of the people who was accused, who claims to be completely innocent, was exonerated of all of that. And turned out Virginia Giuffre was a big fat liar about him specifically. So it's possible she and other accusers were big fat liars about other people. And I get that could be problematic. Like if you're innocent and your name is on one of these files and you didn't do it, that would really, really suck. You know what I mean? But there's obviously people who perpetrated crimes and these victims need justice. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Yeah, I used to know all that, but it would just be better for the victims to have some freaking justice.
Yeah. And I think that's what everybody wants. Well, that's what most people want, right? Is for them to have justice. Redact them. And the thing is, like the flight logs, people know it's on the flight logs and people will say, well, I mean, they just flew with them. Okay, well, fine, whatever. I don't really care, but just like, let us see it. That's it. Because we were promised we were going to see it. So redact the name, like do it. Like, let's see the names. And then like those people who were the victims, black them out.
Yeah.
Like this is not difficult.
But
I think that's the thing that everybody is so squirrely about on our end, is that they're making it so difficult.
Right. Exactly.
So why are you doing that? Who are you trying to protect? Because
when they blow it off with a 2-page memo, that raises all the suspicion.
And I don't think that at this point they're trying to protect the victims.
It doesn't seem like it.
No,
it doesn't. And like you said earlier, the fact that Democrats are all like, release the files now when they could have done it a gazillion times on their own is so ridiculous. And one of the most ridiculous is Hank Johnson, who now considers himself a singer. So he has written a song about the Epstein files. I'm not playing the whole thing, I promise, but here's a little bit.
Coming to give you some more ear candy or perhaps an earache. But I'm going to do my best off of this Jason Isbell tune.
Why does he do this?
Dreamsicle.
I don't know.
Epstein died by suicide. Believe that and you must be blind. You've been telling us you released the file, but where are they? We've gone along with what's been told. You've had plenty of time, you're in control. But now you say you will withhold the Epstein file.
Oh my God, these are people in charge. God help us, you guys. Like, we are in idiocracy. That's like full blown. We're in it. We are over the cliff. We're just full blown in it at this point. Oh my God.
You're welcome for that.
I cannot believe that he has no self-awareness, that he doesn't understand that I know, Becky, I'm embarrassed for him too. We're all embarrassed for him.
Anyway, it is now time for some My Pillow talks, and there's a new trend. So I asked my husband this yesterday. There's a new trend where you just ambush your husband and you say, "Name a woman," to see what they like. What's the first thing that comes into their minds, right? And so I asked my husband this yesterday, and his his answer, and I know it was because we had just been at my physical therapy appointment where in my official files, it's my first name that's given. And so he was immediately thinking Anna. So he said, Anna. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. But the answers that some husbands have to this question are so freaking random. And they don't make any sense. And this is an example.
Name a woman.
Anne Frank.
Oh my God, what? I gotta do this to my husband. I gotta do this. I have to do this.
That is just the most random.
It is so random. You guys have to do this to your husbands.
And report back.
Yeah, report back. So great.
I just
He's just
when
like
they're on the spot, they just are like deer in the headlights.
He's
right?
like, what? The only woman I can think of is not my mother or anything like. It's Anne
or
Frank.
the woman standing right in front of me.
The one asking me the question. It's Anne Frank. It's Anne Frank, you guys. And her diary.
Oh my God. All right. So next we have a typical conversation. These granola people, is that even the right term? That's what we used to call like the super hippies back in the day.
The crunchy granola people, the hippies. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the people who all talk in that way where they're like holding space for one another, that kind of thing.
They smell like patchouli.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the name for those people now? Do we have a new group name?
We'll call them granola people.
Okay. Granola people.
I like that. Yeah.
So this is a couple who is pretending to be those people.
Are you available to hold space for a drop-in?
Let me feel into my truth. Yeah, I think I have capacity for this.
I so appreciate you tuning into your center.
We need to create a sacred container.
It's so important for us to hold our energetic boundaries. I'm feeling like you're a little too much in your masculine right now, and I'm needing a little bit more of your feminine.
Polarity is so important.
Before we start, can we take a moment to acknowledge the land?
In all the living beings.
Seen and unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for holding space.
Thank you for taking up space.
It is so important to be doing this work.
Not everyone is doing the work.
We're not all doing that work.
Always with the beanies when it's like 80 degrees outside. I want to wear the shirt that says I am the weapon when I see these people. I want to have that shirt on. I can't. Just
my God.
annoying.
It's just so obnoxious.
It is.
Listening to
So
those kinds of
bad.
people talk.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend, not our friend. I wish I was his friend because he's hilarious. But Garen, the Irishman, who has a phenomenal American accent, he would like you to know that he is mad at fruit. And I kind of don't blame him. I think he's right about this.
Fucking boycotting fruit. I'm not going to take any more shite from this food group. I just bought a packet of blueberries. 5 of them were delightful. The rest of them ran the fucking gambit from completely inedible, squishy mold to, I suppose, passable as a fucking blueberry. And it's not just blueberries doing it. Don't get me started about pears or fucking oranges. I'm 30 years old. I don't think I've ever had 2 oranges that taste the same. I have absolutely no fucking idea what the future holds when I start eating an orange. It could be delicious, juicy, joyful, or it could taste like a fucking ear and have the texture of a plastic bag. I've had oranges that were so bad, they made me paranoid about all fruit for a week. We need to stop fucking putting up with it. Vegetables can do it. They have a consistent taste. You know what you're getting into. And if a vegetable's going to taste weird, it'll fucking look weird. No surprises. Fuck fruit. Pull your socks up and follow me. I'm delicious.
Is it a bad word? Like when I'm not Irish, if I say fucking, is it a bad word? Is
No.
it bad? If
I
say
decree
that
it
instead?
not bad.
Okay. Because I'm going to start saying that just like that.
It's so right though, especially blueberries, because you just don't ever really know what you're going to get.
It's true. It's really true. Mm-hmm.
And why do oranges all have a different taste?
They do.
Every last freaking one of them.
Except for your husband. He always buys those clementines.
Yeah, but they're not consistently good.
Oh, I think that they are. They all tasted really consistent when I was at your house. Her
that was
husband-
just a lucky batch.
Oh my gosh, Ron is obsessed with clementines. You guys, every morning when I was at her house, like there would be a bowl of like peeled. This is what he does for her. He peels clementines for his wife every morning. They're all there in a bowl for her. I mean, seriously, like the sweetest.
He's
and I'd be
very
like,
good
God, what is
caretaker.
this? Like a 5-star hotel? Where am I? At my house, I'm lucky if I like get a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? He
Oh my
peels
God.
them for her.
I mean, it's really for the family. Jackson also partakes.
Yeah, but this was before Jackson was home.
Okay, that's true.
It was before he was home. It was
Really,
for
but
you.
he was also a little bit trying to impress you. So
Was he? Low key?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was highly impressed. You can tell him it worked. Totally worked. Yeah.
Okay, lastly, it has been entirely too long since we have had a really good husky montage, and we need one, you guys.
It's true.
So here it is.
Get down. Down.
Get out. Screaming.
Out.
So defiant.
Oh, shit. Oakley, come here.
How about
Come
now?
here.
Who did that? No. Blue. No. Listen, stop.
Who was it? Hey, don't.
Hi. Well. Who chewed the headset?
Oh my God, I love that.
No, go lay down. Look what you did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The filter. Oh my God, I can't. I think you need one.
Oh my
I
God.
think that's what you need to get as a husky.
I don't want them to be. I don't want all that noise.
You
in
really,
my house.
really, you don't? I think you need something more exciting in your house. It's becoming too sedate there. You know, you're all the peeled clementines and everything. You're getting a little too comfortable. I think you need a husky just to spice things up. You know what I mean? My house
Maisie is like
it's
unconscious on the couch
chaos.
right now.
Right? It's like she's barely even there. Like my house is chaos all the time. We're trying to figure out how to drug Coda. All right. We got to figure out what can we do to drug him. He's so out of control. But like, and actually Bear is a little bit like a husky. He's very vocal. I got to start getting some videos of him. He's very, very vocal. But
yeah, when he has chats with you, you need to.
You could use a little just a tiny bit of like husky chaos. We got to start thinking about a dog for Mock. She's starting to get better, you guys. She's.
I know. I would like to get. I mean, I keep telling Ron I want a new dog by Christmas because by Christmas I'm ready for a dog, and
he's gonna need it.
He's still resisting, but I feel like I feel like this will happen. I really do.
You do. You need a dog.
I do need to thank one person on Venmo, Trisha Gamble, who says, in honor of my oldest grandchild's 21st birthday, he is a wonderful conservative Christian college student who voted for Trump. Love you, chicks. Keep up the good work. And I forgot to say my grandson's name, so you can wish him a happy birthday. It's Caleb. Have a fantastic day, Mock and Daisy. Happy birthday, Caleb. Now you.
Okay, Jennifer, no, I am watching the live from my house with my little dog too. Not long ago, that was not going to be in the cards for me. Miracles do happen. Love you, chicks. Stroke Jen and Cooper. We're so glad that you're home, Jennifer.
Yay.
Robin Zecca, she looks like the Jaws character. Who's that? Who are we talking about? That was at 7:06. 8:06 your time.
Oh, and that was right out of the gate. Oh, Teigen,
Chrissy Teigen, probably Chrissy Teigen. She looks like the Jaws character. I don't know, like maybe she just looks like.
I can't remember who was in Jaws, the female lead in Jaws. I don't even remember who it was.
I don't remember that. Shelley Ethington, update on the mob, my family and dogs who descended on my house. The 2 teenage boys are now in 2-a-days for football and wrestling. I'd forgotten what teenage boy testosterone smells like. Help. Yes. 2-a-days. So much fun. Dawn Ackley. My dog, it switched me while I watched the show, and she watches too sometimes. This morning when the sex offender's picture was on the screen, she stood up and barked hysterically.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
She knows. Adam Knoll, happy 1-year anniversary to me finding you chicks. I love this show. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for being here. We're so glad to have you. Shorty Short, the only benefit to living in California, great fresh fruit.
They probably do have good fruit.
I bet they do. It sucks. California is such a beautiful place. They've ruined it. You guys, we're bringing it in. We're bringing it in. It's Tuesday. Everybody have the best Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.